Hello, I'm Sarah. This is The Journey Within, and today I'm just going to be talking about this time of year and what it means. And right now today is my second son's birthday, so happy birthday to him. But we are entering Imbolc, and also known as Brigid's Day, St. Brigid's Day. And what this is the beginning of spring. It's really when you want to set your New Year's intentions, those seeds you really want to start planting so they can start growing. So those, like the resolutions that people typically set January 1st, which is actually a time of rest, and people tend to push themselves into these goals, which are great goals. I'm not knocking anyone's goals. Good to have. However, the time of year isn't quite exactly when you want to start doing it. At that time, in the very beginning of the year, we just had the holidays, it's cold, it's dark out. You want to really rest, take it easy, look back on the past year, look forward to the new year, and then this time, Imbolc, which takes place February 1st, 2nd, which is next week, you want to start putting that plan into action. That's when you want to start, to get the ball rolling on things, when you want your seeds to be planted and starting to get nourished, water sprouted. Sprout. Anyway, so this time of year is where you really want to start those resolutions, where you want to start putting forth the work that you want to get out of the upcoming year in what you're setting. So for example, like last year I was so excited for Brigid's Day that I actually made my first Brigid's cross, and I always have it up on my windowsill. And it was neat because in Ireland, a lot of people, like even our bus driver, had a Brigid's cross. It's just a sign of protection on his window. So I think that's very fascinating. I made a Brigid's Day candle as well last year. Here's the lid to it, but it's the candle burning right there. That would be appropriate. And it's very lively. Like I have, spring, I feel like scents in it, like lemon, it's blanking, but anyway, flowers, like really bright scents that kind of pop, and when you smell it, you're a little more refreshed, because we are also starting where, the sun is coming more and more every day, and we just ended the darkest part of the year. So now we can look forward to spring emerging and also starting that within us. So I invite you to do whatever it is that gets your little heart going, whatever you want to see yourself accomplish this year. Start writing down, journaling, start planning how it is that you want to get there this year. And this is a really good time to do that. All right, so I've added in a couple of photos from last year for St. Brigid's Day. And it has just the pictures of when I just had created this. So basically you go outside, you can get whatever you have that works for you. I had some straw grass that worked well for me, so I used that and create. There are tutorials that you can look up online, and you just basically fold it over. You get 4 slots, you fold it over, fold it over, fold it over, and then you have a cross. Okay, so I detoured. So what you typically want to start with is, I threw in the pictures, that's what it was. I threw in the pictures of what I did with this, including a scarf that I left outside as well, and I did it the night before, the year before as well, when I had first heard about that. So what you do is, with the scarf, on the night before Imbolc or St. Brigid's Day or Brigid's Day, however you want to look at her, you take a scarf or a ribbon and you tie it outside, and you tie it to something that way it just doesn't blow away. And you might hear my dogs crying outside the door, so they're not in, there's a lot of them, it would be crazy. So they'll come in a bit. Okay, so you tie it outside, and then the night before St. Brigid's Day, she comes through and she blesses the scarf or the ribbon for the year, and blesses it, gives it protection, and that way all year long you carry that with you. And I thought that's pretty cool, and so I've done that the last few years. So anyway, like I said, I incorporated those few photos that I took last year of this time of year. So another thing you can do is like how I created a candle and I lit it, is lighting a fire or lighting a candle. It's the celebration and the return of light, and fire is what gives you creativity. It's what stirs within that helps give you that creative guidance, which is perfect for this time of year. You can also create a doll. I have not created a doll, but I do know of people who have created the dolls. And I honestly can't, I think they're also part of protection as well, but I would have to look back into the significance of the dolls. But then having a St. Brigid's Day feast, which I have done the last few years, and I just keep it really small. It's not like Christmas by any means. It's just usually just me and my family and eating well. My sister and her family were involved the year before. Depends on if it's a work night or not. This year, we have the next day off, so I'm pretty excited about this. And we're celebrating my son's birthday as well during that weekend, so yay. Okay, so then so that's the gist of the celebration of Brigid. And there's a lot of other celebrations, a lot of other rituals you can look up and do and recreate it however you want to, but it just brings a little bit more joy into this, cold time of year where we can't wait for spring. Spring is almost here, but we also have to remember we're in the very, very beginning of it. We're in the creative part of it. So that's what I invite you to do, is go start and creating what you want out of this upcoming year. All right, blessings. I hope you have a wonderful Imbolc Brigid's Day, St. Brigid's Day, or just February 1st and 2nd, and happy Groundhog Day. So, all right, blessings, and I'll see you next time.